we were walking the dog in the park like a couple of months ago, and you were like, what do you want for yourself in 5 years? And I was like, well, I want to have, a good family life, and I want to have a career that's meaningful, and good generic answers. But you were like, oh, so you have feminine goals. I was like, I guess.
Thanks,
yeah.
Yeah, well, that fits very well with the story I just told.
I'm a high-achieving woman.
Yeah. Yeah, well, that could be worse.
Yeah, no, I'm happy about it. I wasn't offended. I just was a little surprising.
40.
Well, I mean, time will tell. Yeah.
Well, if you do, please keep that private.
Well, yeah.
Imagine being the son of this sick cycle. It must be very exhausting having to deal with such a neurotic father. Or maybe the dysfunction has become normalized for him that he doesn't even notice. In any case, I imagine every interaction between Peterson and his son being this messed up. Peterson asked a question and his son gave a very reasonable answer. A more than reasonable answer, a great answer. Not many people are that grounded to give an answer like that. And what does Peterson do? Emasculate him by calling his goals feminine. So let's examine his son's answer. A good family life and a career that is meaningful. Since when is wanting a family, a good family for that matter, feminine? That's literally the dream of most people, except Peterson, of course. Most of what drives human society is family. A man gets up in the morning and goes to work, learns a trade, a skill, educates himself, mostly for the purpose of providing for his family. In fact, Peterson himself recognizes the importance of men having families, that he once recommended the government force women into marrying young men as a way to tame them and improve their lives. But when his son expresses the same desire, Peterson interprets it as him being feminine. What a weird guy. Peterson genders every interaction, which is a form of identity politics, the sort that essentializes masculinity, the same identity politics that he won't shut up about. Nothing is feminine about wanting a good family. It's simply human to want something like that. But Peterson is so steeped in culture war narratives that he's unable to have a normal human conversation with his own son without delving into left versus right, men versus women bullshit. What a sick man. The other answer his son gave was to have a career that is meaningful. Peterson's whole shtick with his 12 rules for life is to imbue young men with meaning to prevent them from floating aimlessly. His whole worldview is shaped by personal responsibility as the highest good and panacea for all societal problems. But when his son expresses the desire for personal responsibility by having a meaningful career and a family to look after, Peterson mocks him as him wanting to be a girl. This very act invalidates all Peterson has ever preached about personal responsibility. But that's hardly surprising, seeing his mind is broken in so many places. What counts as a masculine goal or aspiration for Peterson? Conquest? Violence? Oh, like what Putin is doing right now, sending millions of young Russian men to their deaths to feed his masculine ego. Or what Trump is doing, turning the global economy on its head while destroying American democracy and global trust. Or what Netanyahu is doing, committing a genocide to save his political career. Peterson always frames male and female as order and chaos, respectively. But in his accepted worldview of what is feminine, such as having a happy family and a meaningful job, the feminine turns out to be orderly, while the masculine, as exemplified by Putin, Trump, and Netanyahu, all heroes of Peterson, turn out to be unmitigated chaos. It is astonishing that Peterson lacks the self awareness to distinguish his ass from his mouth and often speaks out of both at the same time. And this is an example of that. There is nothing funny about dismissing the very valid and commendable aspirations of your son in wanting a happy family and meaningful career, even in the context of a joke. And I know Peterson wasn't joking. He's so stuck up, he wouldn't even flinch if a joke smacked him in the nuts. Now, if you're looking for something fun and exciting to read, check out my crime fiction novel, which features a debate on race and colonialism. Grab a copy and enjoy the read. The link is in the description of the video. So that's the video. If you like what we do on this channel, consider becoming a channel member or patron. However, your likes, shares, and views are just as valued.